video is to show you how to make an omelet. So let's talk about ingredients first. So we have it's going to be a 3-egg omelet. We're going to have some onions, some spinach, and cheddar cheese. We're going to add a little cream and some fresh thyme mixed with a little dill salt. And then we have butter. So I'm going to add the eggs for a bowl. So you want a pretty good sized bowl. So that you can whip them. I'm going to add a little fresh pepper and just a pinch of salt because I have all the salt in the dill salt. And then I add 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, just a little splish of heavy cream. You could use milk in this place, you could use almond milk, you could skip it altogether, but the cream helps make the eggs cook a little slower, adds a little richness to them. It makes them a softer egg, fluffier. And then you really want to use a whisk to beat your eggs. And make sure they're well combined, get a little air in them, make them so they're nice and fluffy. I used the whisk on the last omelet, so it's got a little herb in it already. And add a little bit more. And you can use any herbs in this. I just like thyme and dill personally. And so now we're ready to actually start cooking. So I'm going to warm my non-stick pan up. So this is a Teflon coated pan. So you can have a seasoned omelet pan as well. Whatever you choose, it's very important you don't use any metal utensils in it because that will scratch the surface. I'm going to add a little butter. It doesn't take very long to warm up the pan. Then we add onions. And so what I want to have happen is that my onions should soften and caramelize a little bit. So I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit so they don't burn before they soften. And you don't have to use onions. You can use anything you want in an omelet. But they add a nice sweetness and a little savoriness to it. And the onions actually take longer to cook than the omelet. You see they're starting to caramelize a little bit and go translucent. So I'm going to add a good handful of spinach to my omelet. So remember, spinach will wilt and turns to nothing in the pan. So it may seem like a lot, but it's really only like an ounce of spinach, and you'll see it'll be almost nothing. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to leave most of the onions in the pan, so I'm going to take the spinach out. I'm going to use it to fill my omelet. And you see how most of the butter is gone? I'm going to add a little bit more butter to my pan. And I'm also going to lower the heat a little bit. That's going to be high. Because I don't want my omelet to brown, I just want it to whiten it. Now I'm going to pour my mix in. And you see how the edges start to cook already? So that is what you want to push into the center. So by moving the edges into the center and letting the raw egg run in, you're creating a lovely, fluffy omelet. And it also keeps the proteins from coagulating too quickly and getting rubbery. So you see how quick that is? It's almost done. So this is actually a French omelet. So this, where it's still a little bit runny, just a little bit. But most of us don't feel comfortable with this anymore. So we're gonna do like for an American omelet, and we're gonna flip it. So when you go to flip, you wanna let it sit for a second so that the proteins will coagulate, and then you wanna shake it back and forth. Okay. And it should move, so it's not quite ready, right? Since it's not moving. Just wait a minute. And now, see how it shakes back and forth? So you want to see how nice and pale, that's what you want. And that's enough to cook that another side. And so now what I'm doing is I want to make a nice three-fold. So you flip the edge, touch the plate, and you let it kind of fall out. And there you go.